DocuSign provides the core e-signature capability that many people are familiar with and allows you to transact easily online for things that used to be paper-based with a lot of manual process.
So people can effectively put their signature, and it is a signature. I mean, it looks like a signature. You compete with there's HelloSign and a couple of other different services. Clearly, you're a leader in this space. How valuable does your signature, the actual written signature, the John Hancock, matter anymore in a digital world?
Well, I think the signature as the manifestation you're talking about in a written format is less important. It's really the identification we do to determine who it is that's creating that electronic signature, and that's the real value for our customers. It allows them to make their business easier to work with, and it allows them to move much more quickly. And those are the core benefits about moving to the electronic signature from the old paper-based and manual process.
So Dan, DocuSign's been around a long time. And again, I have the privilege to sit on your board. One of the great things that you're doing is you're pivoting to what's called a system of agreement, from just being a signature company and a really strong presence in like real estate. So talk a little bit about what this system of agreement is.
Absolutely, Maggie. I think if you see what happened in the past, people love the e-signature process. And one of the things that's great about working at DocuSign is, as you meet people and they say, I love DocuSign. We call them actually Docu-Love stories about how we made it easier for them to get that signature. But increasingly, our customers have said to us, could we move upstream to actually preparing the agreements so that the documents that are being signed are actually also in the DocuSign system, and move post-signature into what we call the manage phase, so we can help them run their business based on those agreements that they've created.
Dan, how do you think of a blockchain in this context, given that to some extent what you're doing is in some sort of a blockchain-like system of sorts to try to keep an identifier on all the documents?
Absolutely, particularly in the aspect of storing the encrypted agreement. So we've built the capability for our customers who want to store the system in the DocuSign system to do that encrypted, or to do that in a public blockchain with Ethereum. At this point, I would tell you the vast majority of our customers are using the core DocuSign system because the economics are better. Over time, I think blockchain will get to scale where it becomes a more reasonable option, but at this point, it's still a little bit early for what I think is a super exciting technology.
Gets to what you describe as a reasonable scale, is that good or bad for your business?
Well, I think it's great for the operations of our business because it gives us the alternative to have a low-cost system for that storage of the encrypted signature. But I think from a standpoint of the future blockchain, I think it's going to be much broader than just the storage. So we're pretty excited about what that technology could provide going forward.
So Dan, you went public 5 months ago, and then you took a very unusual step over the last several weeks and went out and did a follow-on and a convert. Talk a little bit about why you did that.
Well, two separate reasons. I mean, there was an efficiency to do the roadshow together, of course, and that's why in the end we did it that way. But from our standpoint, the motivations were different. The first was we wanted to have an orderly disposition of the shares that were owned by our private company investors so that the public company investors wouldn't see a huge amount of shares all come at one time of a lockup. So that's why we did all secondary shares there. The convertible, it's a super attractive time to do convertible offerings at this point for technology companies. Very low cost of capital. And we had recently completed an acquisition of a company called Spring CM, so we looked at it as an opportunity to top up our cash position.